Do you feel like, though, that Mariah's pushing him out on purpose because maybe certain things she sees him doing? Or is this fair? Because he's given the time that he can, right?
It seems like a priority thing, and because Mariah Carey has always been known to be this diva, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of times where it's
Ego.
jump how high kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's Christmas, you're coming to see your kids, right? And, meanwhile, you got 10 others you need to see too. So I can see the pressure always being applied.
But also, it's just like, this is something that happened recently. You are used to, having Nick in their lives in a certain way, and then all of a sudden that switches up. I feel like just to maintain some level of stability for the kids, she's like, listen, either you're in or you're out. But either way, I'm going to be good. And I respect it because I think she's moving in the best interest of the kids.
But there's selfishness there to me when I think about Nick Cannon, because even when you have one of his baby moms that came out and she... when the other ones were saying like, no, we all have, it's a system. And she's like, nah, this is toxic. And granted, I know a lot of people blame the woman because it does take two. They blame her like, well, you knew exactly what was going on. But it's like, did she? Because I know I've been in a situation where a guy can really, when you love sometimes, will blind your ass and you will start believing things that's just not true. So I feel like sometimes he might be selling these women a dream. And I know he's even said that consensual non-monogamy saved him from being a toxic cheater. And I'm like, didn't you just...
So now you're a toxic stayer? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
All you did was change the words
Right.
of what you were doing.
He forged his reality by relabeling the name,
I appreciate it.
Right. So is this, okay, so in the long run, what Mariah is doing versus what Nick Cannon is doing, what's hurting the kids more? If any. Do you think any of these are, or is the goal to be like, you know what, remove the father a little more because he is disrupting the lot? Like, is that right?
I think Nick is disrupting things more for now. I feel like if anything, Mariah's doing this and saying, you know what, you stabilize. I need to see the rest of your kids enter preschool and see what you do for these couple of years
their father.
before, we get back to what we need to be doing.
Yeah,
Yes, probably protecting the image of the father too, because again, Nick was probably seen in a different light to these kids before all this happened.
His image.
It's wild though to like file for full custody when you pretty much have the kids at all times anyway.
Right.
So you removing Nick's access does hurt the kids, but also what's hurting the kids is Nick's lack of availability. If Mariah's statement is true, if he's never around and he's missing all the important things that's happening in the kids' lives, then Nick got to be held accountable for that.
Now, this is going to make me call him, and I'm not judging, but not that good of a dad. And the reason why, because when we boil all that down, all I can see from this, and Nick Cannon seems like a great guy, met him a few times, but Mariah seems like she's trying to pull his cards because she wants him to be a better father. Because at the end of the day, let's be clear, she hasn't fouled yet. They're putting this out there, which means, yo, bro, what you doing? Like, your kids need you.
Right.
Yeah.
And the fact that this is Mariah doing this, who's one of the most private people out there when it comes to her business, Nick, you might got to step it up and stop this, giving it out.
This is her turning the stove on.
This is what I think.
You either gonna cook or you gonna hop out the pot and do what you're supposed to do.
This is second woman calling you out, Nick Cannon, and your baby moms. We got 5 left, right? It's 7 of them.
Listen, I can't keep count. I don't know.
Lord, I'm L'Oreal. That's the lowdown. He can't either. You can follow me at Starring L'Oreal, L'Oreal, or Morning Hustle Show.
We are the Morning Hustle.